Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. And thank you to Lady G for agreeing to come and talk to me today. We're just going to do some riffing and talking about different things. And sounds like she's a busy, busy lady. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about her life.
I see
Wonderful.
one of my neighbors that just lives not too far from me online here.
Oh, fabulous. That's
Yeah.
fabulous. I love that. Yeah. So she did point out to me, for those who don't know, that she's done the beautiful artwork that is behind her, the cornucopia, and also, oh, it's so beautiful. It looks like Mother Mary is one of your guides as well, huh? She is.
Exactly. Mother Mary's back there as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I love that. I just recently was looking into all the ascended masters. I had studied them before, but now I'm really getting intrigued by all the different things they can help us with. So that's wonderful. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's always good to have aid from the upper side.
Absolutely. Absolutely is. Yes. So I usually just say hi to everybody. Hi, Craig. Hi, Libra
Absolutely.
Lady, Marcia, Gloria, MK Karen, Sin. Thanks so much. Yes. And hello to Ganga. Yeah. So I only knew that Lady G had a tarot and spiritual life channel, and I found out that she has the Guru Swami G, and she works with Kundalini energy, and I think that is just fascinating. That's really fascinating.
It's a lot. That was a long journey.
I bet it was. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about it. Tell us about that journey.
Yeah,
I'd
that
like to know.
started. I was in an esoteric Christian order in
Uh-huh.
1969. Also
Okay.
lived up in the Haight Ashbury for a short time, but rather than doing the drugs and all of that, I went to the esoteric Christian order instead.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
went down for prayers. We had prayers every night, and kneeled down for the blessing of the evening. And all of a sudden, this gold light went right through my body. It's about 4 inches. I can tell you exactly 4 inches, and nailed me to the floor.
Wow.
And yeah, the night blessing, and Father Blighton looked at me and says, he knew. He was like, yeah, yeah, that's enlightenment. Well, it's not enlightenment. It's opening the
All the
energy.
chakras. Yeah.
And the minute it opened, I looked and was seeing auras and was in it's
Yeah.
immediate. It opened stuff, and
Uh-huh.
was in a samadhi state. I didn't know what a samadhi was at that time.
Mhm.
All I knew was I could walk out and get hit by a car and die, and I could have cared less. I was
Wow.
just,
Definitely altered state. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the heart opened in alternate reality. And
Uh-huh.
then that lasted for a while, and then it kind of calmed down for a bit. And then all of a sudden, one day I sat down to meditate, and all of a sudden it went gangbusters. It just,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
fully opened and went for 30 years, and completed in 1999. Yeah.
So a little bit at a time over that 30 years, it got
Oh,
stronger and stronger. Yeah.
no, no,
No.
no. Once
Oh,
it, once it opened, that was it. It
that
was
was it. Okay.
it
Okay.
was really strong for that 30 years. Yeah.
Right. Right. Um, I have heard that if you open your Kundalini too fast,
Hmm.
that you can almost go crazy. Did you feel any of that feeling at all?
Well, it brings up, I call it the rotor rooter of consciousness,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that's what it does. It takes you through, all of the different, what they want to call chakras. I call them levels and layers of consciousness, rather,
Right. Right.
through the fight or flight, the survival mode, the sex, the heart, the what you're speaking, the visions, and all of the other stuff. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So, in 1 second you can be in your body, the next second you're out of your body, and you're, seeing above the trees, and all of a sudden, to show you you're not the physical form. But
Mhm.
you can have specific types of dreams that kind of show you where you're at. When
Right.
you're having a lot of Kundalini, you'll dream of a lot of snakes and that type of thing.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Fires. For about a year, I felt like I was going to spontaneously combust.
Wow.
So yeah, it can be very, very intense, and it opens up all of your senses to really, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when I lived in San Francisco, some of the buildings are built on rollers because of
Hmm. Yeah,
earthquakes.
because of the earthquakes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd go in there to walk and I could barely walk. It would feel like it was swinging like this.
Oh,
That's how
wow.
sensitive
Yeah.
your senses become. Yeah, it can be very difficult for so it's really important to learn how to stay in balance
Right.
going
Right.
through it.
Yeah. So the fact that you were with the Christian esoteric movement and then this Kundalini spontaneously pretty much opened up, did they know it? Did the
Oh
other
yeah,
people know? They
Father
did.
Blight knew
Okay.
it immediately.
Immediately. Okay.
Immediately he knew what had happened.
Had
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. Because I've studied a lot of the major religions because I teach humanities, and so I have a lot of different information coming in, and I do know that the esoteric sects of all religions have more in common than they do with the particular religion that they belong to, and
Right.
so yeah, you found
More of
that
that expanded spiritual aspects of it. Yeah.
right, right.
Energy and that type of thing. They're more into that.
So when you work with somebody
Mhm.
as a practitioner, as a guru, uh, are you working to try to get them to have their Kundalini rise? How do you do that? How do you work with
A lot
them?
of the people that come to me already have awakenings.
Okay.
And so I help them how to maintain, how to go forward, what to look for, some of the pitfalls along the way.
Yeah.
But it can awaken. I have had people that come and you give them specific mantras and things, and the
Okay.
energetic connection. When there's that connection,
Yes.
it opens spontaneously.
Wow. I mean, I've tried to do meditation and get some things moving in my life. And it's interesting that you mentioned the 90s because I think that the 90s were um, a big time for spirituality. We had more books out, we had more movies, we had more people interested, and then it sort of went away for a while. Do you think so? Do you
I
think it
think
went
so.
away?
It kind of calmed down. When I
Yeah,
went into it, there was nothing out there about Kundalini. There was
right.
one by Lee Sanella, which
Okay.
was, and
Uh-huh.
Gopi Krishna came out
Yeah.
not too long after that. They were not big helps along the way,
No,
so there was
no.
just really nothing.
It was a
And
desert. It really was. You're right. It
uh,
was. I remember trying to find information. I was hungry for information, and you couldn't find it before the internet and everything.
yeah, no, there was nothing. I was going through all of these things and I wasn't sure what all was going on with it. And I
Right.
was searching, and there's nobody that knew anything except for I finally went to a Sikh place. And
Uh-huh.
they, they're supposed to be teaching Kundalini yoga and this and that, which is a really kind of a misnomer.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only
Yeah.
person that knew what was going on was a guy that was working there, is like the janitor, and he knew what it was because I was
Okay.
just seeing that blue all the time. They call it the blue pearl, the
Uh-huh.
Krishna, the blue,
Sure.
and he was saying it's you got an awakened Kundalini. He knew
Oh,
what it
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Some people I've heard uh, have trouble keeping it. I mean, you kept yours for all those years, so to speak. And I find that a lot of people think once you are enlightened that it stays that way, which doesn't really happen.
Which
Um,
what stays that way?
well, being enlightened, like you get the feeling, this certain feeling, and you feel like you've come and become enlightened, but then the next day, you're back at work or you're back in the real world and you're working and it's something that you have to always work again for.
Okay,
Do you
well,
think?
there's a difference between having that experience of samadhi and being enlightened.
Okay.
Enlightenment happens, and when genuine enlightenment happens, it doesn't go away.
Okay. So you
Because what
stay in it.
happens?
You
Yeah,
stay in
what
it. Okay.
you
Okay.
stay in a. It's the enlightenment happens. You sit down, and I can tell you what happened. Uh,
Okay.
sit down and you don't know when it's coming.
Uh-huh.
It's when that time comes, it's like this fear overtakes you. It's
Okay.
like being in the Grand Canyon pitch black at night, and
Yep.
you're compelled to go forward. Okay. And you don't know what's going to happen. You think,
Right. You
I'm
might
going to
fall
cease
in.
to
Yeah.
exist. I'm going to cease to exist, or I'm going to be,
Right.
taken over. And, you don't know what's happening.
Right.
But all of a sudden, in my case, I literally said internally, on the altar of truth, I lay myself and surrendered, because
Mm-hmm.
I knew I couldn't do anything more. I'd done everything I could do.
Everything you were supposed to do. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's up to God now what happens,
Right.
And the
Yes.
next second, there was no me, there was no world, there was just the infinite divine is. And
Wow.
the whole consciousness changes immediately. And you know
Uh-huh.
why karma exists, why it has to exist. And
Uh-huh.
all you're aware of is the divine is. And there's that immediate, I've never been born, I've never died.
Right. Right.
I am this eternal
The
is.
eternal is.
The eternal is. And then when one comes out of that, the mind stills. There's no more thoughts. There's no more running thoughts. It stills. And what
Really?
stays in this, you stay in this awareness, and your whole consciousness is changed. And whatever trauma, drama, baggage you had is gone, like it never happened. It is that truly that new awakening, like Christ was saying, you have to be born of water and spirit. It's that awakening into spirit.
Uh-huh.
And you go through that death before death. It is like the death experience.
Wow. That's a
So
wonderful explanation. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you come out of it, you'll spend a number of years just in awe. Just,
Yeah.
everything is just like, oh,
Uh-huh.
Lord. And a tree leaf moves, you could stare at it forever and you feel the heart fluttering, that, you're in sync. So it takes about, I'd say, at least 6-7 years to finally really
Really.
ground,
Okay. You
come
feel
in.
really lightheaded, I would imagine, like you were
Yeah,
airheaded. Yeah.
you're just, so
Yeah.
in awe with
Sure.
everything,
Sure.
because it's like everything has changed and nothing has changed at the same time when that takes
So
place.
how difficult was it to deal with the real world when you're feeling that way?
Actually, fine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. There wasn't
Yeah,
anything
it's
that,
different. It's much more grounded than when you're
okay.
going through the experience and you're still feeling like maybe you're the physical form, and that
Mhm.
stuff is going on. So
Right.
it's different. It's a much more grounded experience than
Okay.
when you're
That's
having experiences.
wow. That's really fascinating because we're talking about raising vibrations and the ascension and so on going on right now, and I have a problem with not being grounded enough. I tend to like to be up here, and as a Libra, I'm air anyway.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
We
I'm
need
like
to
up in the
tie
head.
mount anchored onto you then.
Yes, absolutely. And I have a Pisces moon, so I have some water in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I tend to be, so I'm being told that I have like these energy leaks because I don't have myself grounded far enough. And yet it's, for me, it seems like I should be up higher, a higher vibration, so I need to be up closer to where that vibration comes from, and I'm not that's not right, I
No,
guess.
no,
No.
no.
Yeah.
That's that. No, no, no.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily. I know a lot of people think that way. That
Yeah.
if it's a higher vibration, that you're going to be more airy fairy and that kind of
Right.
thing. But that Gaia, all of this is energy.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, you want to come into alignment with that, and you want to
Right.
try to stay grounded, because otherwise, and one thing I tell people not to do is third eye meditations,
Oh, really? Why
because
is
you
that?
just get into a lot of astral realms, and again, ungrounding, very much more ungrounded, and you'll have, the mind can just really create endless realms, endless and
Yeah.
endless realms.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
better to stay in the heart center.
Sure.
and
Makes
meditate
more sense.
from there rather
Yeah.
than doing third eye. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm seeing people here in the chat saying, it's so I don't feel so funny. The grounding is not just my problem. Apparently, it's other people's problems as
Yeah,
well.
a lot of people have difficulty with grounding. Now, one thing I tell people, and I just get a lot of heck for it, is to ground, have meat. So many
Mhm.
people want to be vegetarians, and
Yeah.
everything has life in it, even the vegetables. They all have
Right.
life.
They
Okay,
have life. Yeah.
so to ground, meat is a grounder, really
Okay.
ground. So
So it doesn't have to be beef, though, does it? Can it be chicken? Can it be?
you can start with fish. If it's not enough, you can do, chicken.
Okay.
If that's not enough, do pork. If that's not enough, then I would suggest a little beef. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The heavier the meat, the more grounding it will give you
Sure.
quicker. Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I haven't had any beef since 1991. I don't eat all vegetables, though. I do eat some chicken, turkey, that kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. But I have an affinity for cows, so I can't eat them. It's just something that I can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I can eat some pork. I
You
can,
could try ostrich. Ostrich is also
Oh,
a red meat.
right. Okay. Is it good? Does it taste like chicken?
I've only had it
Okay.
once quite a while ago, but it is a red meat, and I was very
Oh,
surprised at that.
I
Yeah.
am too. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think it would be like a big chicken or something, but
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah, you would think that. Yeah,
yeah, it's a red
absolutely.
meat. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me now a little bit. You said you've written lots and lots of books,
Got a
and one
few.
of them is what, From Hell to Heaven on the
Yeah,
Kundalini?
Kundalini from Hell to Heaven. And
Okay.
it talks a bit about my own journey, but
Okay.
most of it is about aids, what benefits and what doesn't benefit on the journey. Even if it's not a Kundalini awakening, it's good for anybody that's on a real heavy spiritual path.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is it listed as the author under Lady G?
It's
Or
under Ganga Karmakar, and you can get it
okay.
through. All of my books are listed on Amazon. If
Okay.
you look up Ganga Karmakar, you'll see them all listed there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I remembered that. And you have some flute music that you play, and you also have that on tape or on CDs.
Yes, I have 3 CDs out.
Yeah.
One of them is more kind of easy listening, upbeat type things. And then
Okay.
the other 2 are more kind of meditational type
Okay.
things.
That's nice. Yeah. I love to listen to that when I'm trying to quiet my mind and, move into those states of being. That's fabulous. What drew you to do Native American spirituality? Are you Native American?
No,
No. Okay. I'm not either, but I love it.
I've just always been close to it. And I guess one of my guides is Native American, so
Okay.
that have something to do with it.
Could be. Could be. We're usually drawn to those things that are. I found that one of my guides is Green Tara. I love Green Tara, and I'm a
Great Terror is
Buddhist.
wonderful. Yeah.
Isn't she wonderful?
Yeah.
She really is. And last night it was, or 2 nights ago, it was Saint Germain, which I found was wonderful, the Violet Flame. But I'm just finally getting to know a little bit more about my guides. So, yeah, it's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, they're
So,
very beneficial, and
yeah.
I just picked up, I was traveling and I've always been into Native American culture,
Right.
just always have been there.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I was traveling, picked up a Native American flute, and it was off and running very quickly with it.
Wow. So you have the wooden one. It's wooden?
Yeah,
Somebody made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've been in a drumming circle many times. I'm very attracted to that kind of energy. And sometimes we'll have somebody in there playing the flute, and it just really, it brings that heart energy. It's so wonderful to bring
Well,
in.
the drumming is fun too.
Isn't it?
I do like the drumming. I have a number of drums here as well. Drums, ukuleles, flutes. I've got basically.
You're just a real Renaissance woman, I tell you. You got your fingers in everything. I love that.
Just, always keeping something busy doing, enjoying it. Yeah.
And the creativity and you know, that matches your spirit.
That's what it is. It's just about something creative endeavors. You know, I always have
Right.
to have something that I'm doing that's creative in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I found that when I can get in a Zen state, when I'm doing I journal, and then I like to do a little bit of collaging,
Yeah.
and I'm not the greatest artist, but I don't collaging is like my form of, or coloring. Coloring also helps me,
Yeah.
grounds me. Yeah.
Become a colorist.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of my stuff I'm doing now is more in the colorist genre, just, you know, working with color and bringing out the feeling behind it. You know, these
Yeah.
colorist type things can move people emotionally. And so that's what I
Sure.
work with that a
Sure.
lot now.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Hi, everybody. I'm not ignoring the chat. I want to make sure you know that I'm here with Lady G, Tarot and Spiritual Life, who also has the channel Guru Swami G, and just finding out all the very interesting things that she does. And so what brought you to New Mexico? I know you live in that part of the country.
Yeah. I had lived in Seattle, which I said
Uh-huh.
before, and then I moved to Florida. And
Uh-huh.
I just didn't connect with the energy in Florida at all.
Yeah.
Uh, I was there for
Understood.
a long, hard 8 years.
Okay. That happened to me in Houston. So I understand. Yep.
Yeah, you're just not connecting with
Not
it.
connected to that energy. Yeah. I
No, not at
know.
all. And,
Uh-huh.
you know, I knew I was very much into the Native American and really loved the Red Rock. Red Rock
Oh, yes.
areas are my thing.
Yep.
So I decided I was going to come out this way and look. And when I hit Las Cruces and saw the Organ Mountains, though, that was it.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is so beautiful. It really, really is. I also like the Moab, Utah area, even though I never would really want to live in Utah.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
understand. But Moab is one area I haven't been to yet, and I really want to go see.
you need to, because
Absolutely.
it's just the red rocks are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fabulous place to go. And there are the best national parks are right near there. The one of them is called Canyonlands. It's supposed to have the most best breathing air on the planet or something. And it's
Wow.
probably because they don't have a lot of people living there, you know.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
looking forward to going there and doing some painting. I'm sure I will be very inspired there.
you will be. You will be. It will be beautiful. I really love the Arches National Park. Some of those there's one called Delicate Arch. You have to be really careful of. I mean, not us, but you know, it's very small. It is delicate. I'm afraid at some point it's just gonna, you know, go away. But yeah, there's so much to see here. It's so beautiful a country, and we tend to, you know, go away or go in places. I lived in Florida, but I lived there in the 90s, early 90s, and only for 2 years. But I was up in Panama City on the West Coast.
Oh,
Up
okay.
there.
You're up the
And
other
that
side.
is beautiful there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Energy is a little different.
Yeah, I was down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
COVID Central, which is now
Oh,
COVID Central.
right
So
now
yeah,
I don't have an interest at all in ever going there again. I
no,
just, that governor and all that. Yeah, I know. I
yeah,
know.
no,
It's
no.
sad. Yeah. But up there was really nice. I felt that was when there a lot of UFO activity up there near the Gulf
Well,
Breeze
there
area.
was a lot up there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
It is interesting. So, how about UFOs? Are you are you interested or
I'm
connected?
absolutely, yeah, quite interested in them. I keep looking, but I haven't seen it myself. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, I'm very, very interested in it. You know, I absolutely know there are ones that are looking out for us, and then we have
Yes.
some, like any other thing, that are toxic, you know, that you
I
really
know.
don't want
Just
to
like humans. You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, some of
Uh-huh.
those types.
Uh-huh.
But
I
yeah,
know.
no, there are a few out there that I would love to meet and speak with.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember I was just a little girl when I saw my first one. I was 9 or 10 years old, and it didn't scare me. It just went up over my head and flew off, and I felt like, wow, this is something else, you know. And until you really see one, especially back in that time period, you know, that was the 60s, when it was that time period, you didn't talk about it really. You didn't talk, you know,
Yeah.
nobody wanted to know, but now it's a little bit more out there.
Now
Than
it's a little more. Yeah, I did run into
Yeah.
some people that were toxic that were with the UFO things when I lived in Hawaii, in fact. And I had met them, and they were trying to get me pulled into this thing,
Oh,
and were telling me they knew all about the order that I
yeah.
had been in, and
Okay.
they were trying to suck me in and trying to say, oh, Jesus wasn't real, he was a hologram, and this and that nonsense and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they had a thing, call from England in the middle of the night, said, get me out of there, because my kind had killed a number of their kind.
Oh, okay.
So I
Wow.
have had some sort of a thing with it, but these were not the ones, you know, because I
Yeah.
spoke absolutely and said, this is absolute nonsense. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, like everything, I like to learn a little bit about, or the most I can about everything, and pick and choose what I feel, you know, is
Exactly.
interesting to me or not. And but it's all fascinating. I think it's all something that is important to talk about, to find out about, see what you feel about it. And
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Have you ever? So you lived in Hawaii?
Yes.
Wow. Where in Hawaii? Did you live in Oahu or Maui
I
or?
lived on Oahu. Yeah. On
Okay.
North Shore
Okay.
area.
North Shore Oahu. Okay.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was lovely.
Yes. I've been there I mean, I've been to all the islands. We used to go at Christmas time. So I've been
Yeah.
to all the islands. I don't know that I'd want to live there, but if I did live there, it would have to be Maui. I like Maui the best.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
all beautiful there.
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
My
really is.
favorite place is up on the Poly, you know,
Uh-huh.
Poly
Yes. Oh,
Highway.
yes.
You just get that fresh air from there.
Oh, yes, it's gorgeous. I wanted to take one of those helicopter flights up there, and that was about the same. There was one that crashed up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they got too close to the mountain or the rocks or whatever, but yeah. But it's a wonderful. So you've really been. You're almost like me in that regard. I've lived everywhere. You know, a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Each place brings a tidbit of knowledge or some growth with it.
Exactly. Each
Yeah.
place has something that you wind up developing from it.
Yes. Yes. Are you also interested in stones or?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have
Okay.
like a large collection back here. I don't know. You can't really see them, but there
Uh-huh.
are crystals all over my house.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite? Any favorites?
Not really. I
No.
just enjoy
Okay.
all of them. I don't have a particular favorite. Well, I like
Okay.
rutilated quartzes.
Rutilated. Do
Yeah,
they talk to you? Do they talk to you at
no,
all?
I don't talk to
No.
them. I just
Okay.
enjoy the beauty of it.
Oh, okay. Well, you sure got enough other things that you have are that you're doing.
Yeah,
So,
I have enough other things going on with it. Yeah,
uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's fabulous. Any particular guru that you followed before you became? No. Okay. Yeah.
No, not any longer.
Uh-huh.
I've met a lot of different people along the way that wound up being teachers. Like I said, the
Yes.
esoteric order. And then I was in the Krishnas for a while, and Prabhupada.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I
Yeah.
never took the initiation, but I was there. And in the LA temple, I was in the San Francisco temple, the Hawaii, and the LA. And
Yeah.
when I was in the LA temple, Prabhupada was there, and he
Uh-huh.
saw me there. I was doing the malas for his
Yeah.
deities up there.
Okay.
And he saw me standing there. He goes, "Come with me."
Wow.
Okay, okay. So I went to his private quarters, and he had me put them on his things. He said, "You're going to reach realization in this lifetime."
And you did.
And I did. Thank you. I think he called me because he knew I wasn't going to stay there. It wasn't my place
Yes.
to be long term. So he
Right.
did call
And
me
he
up.
could see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could see that.
Uh-huh.
So he knew a lot more than he was giving out. You know,
Right.
what was, which I think was a little sad.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
Sad. But what he said that always stuck with me as to why he did it, he said, these men are looking to be attached to something, so let them be attached to Krishna.
I get it. Okay. Because there does seem to be that in, um, I don't really want to say cults, but groups
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
people don't feel like they can empower themselves. And so they have to latch themselves onto
Right.
something else. And were you living in Washington when Osho was here?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I ended up I read a lot of his books, which actually were his tapes of talks and things that he did. And I find him to be very enlightened and very articulate the way he, did everything. And then I watched this movie about him where he was, demonized as a wingnut, basically, who stole money and, had a million limousines or something. And I'm sure there is that part that can happen to people who rise up so quickly. But I just wondered if you had been here. I had a friend, I have a very dear friend who was in his ashram when he was Banji, Sri Banji, or something like that in India.
Yes.
And so that's why I wanted to ask that question.
No, had never been there when he was there, had never met him. So
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh my goodness, we have more trolls here. Let me get rid of these trolls. Oh, they're going crazy. I can't stand that. Oh,
oh, so nasty. Why did they do that? Want to put on these links to this porn stuff? It's just
I
so
know.
disgusting.
It is nasty. You're right. Yep. It's just awful. I wonder if anybody has any particular questions that they might like to ask Lady G.
Somebody
Or
was
maybe
asking me about if I found that chocolate they were talking about with iron in it. No, I haven't. So get a hold of me and let me know what that is.
yeah. Okay. I don't know. I must have 40 of these things I'm trying to get rid of. Okay. Um,
Yeah, those are just they keep trying to put that nonsense on mine too. You see,
yeah.
you get to recognize their link things, and I just turn them into spam right away.
Right. I'm
Get rid of
blocking
them.
them, but they keep coming back.
Yeah,
I'll
they're
let
not
you guys
making
work
light
on
of
it.
day.
Yep. Work on it, you guys. You got the zapper there. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if you would play a little bit of your flute for us.
Sure,
All
I can
right.
do that. Let
That would
me
be awesome.
grab. I got the little one here, so we can do that.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
others are in the other room.
I would love to hear that. That's such beautiful energy.
I think this one is okay. Hopefully,
Oh,
we'll see.
Tracy Ralph is asking if you do energy work.
I do, I was doing it for a while, but I don't do so much now because it can awaken people's Kundalini. And I don't
Oh,
want it to awaken if they're not ready for it. Not everybody's ready for that. So
right, right. Do you think you felt ready for it when it happened to you? Do you
I
feel
didn't
like
know
you did?
anything about it.
I know.
It
If
wasn't
they had
like,
asked you, you might have said,
oh,
"Well, you need to tell me what it means." Yeah.
yeah, I had no idea. All I knew was from a young age, I wanted to know if God was real. That was my whole thing, the spiritual path, wanting to, is there God?
Uh-huh.
What is it? Wanting to know the truth. So
Right.
that was it, but as far
Sure.
as Kundalini, I had no idea.
Sure. It was a surprise to you. All right. I want you to go ahead whenever you're ready.
Well, let's see if we're, okay.
Oh, that sounds nice. Just that.
Just, that was it.
Oh, thanks, Floor. that was wonderful. Thank you. Everyone loved it. Everyone thought, oh, when I was working in Florida, when I was living in that area, I had a Zapotec Indian, so that would be more from Mexico, but
Yes. Mhm.
she was my teacher. And we did all kinds of things. We did medicine wheels, and we did, all kinds of energy work, and worked with spirit guides, worked with spirit animals. It was just such a beautiful time to be with her and do those things. And we ended up taking a ride up to past Birmingham, Alabama. We went up there, and there was a powwow that was by Sun Bear's people. He had just
Oh,
passed away.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I know of Sun Bear.
You
Yeah.
know who he is. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I remember reading his book, and he had just died. And so they were all gathering sort of, in his honor.
Mhm.
And that whole weekend was all the beautiful flute music and all the gathering. I think there probably was 400 or 500 people there, but it
Mhm.
was all so beautiful. And that weekend, my dad transitioned.
Wow.
And I really felt like I was supposed, because he was up in New Hampshire, so it was far away, and I wasn't with him, but I was with him. I just knew, and he came, and it was beautiful. It really was. So when I hear that kind of music, it gives me goosebumps. It really does. It brings me back to those beautiful times that I had with those people. And did you teach yourself how to do these? Are these
Yeah.
something that you learned? Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Oh,
picked it up and started working with it and working with it.
okay.
And yeah,
Uh-huh. Good for you. Wow. It's just gorgeous. Yes. And
thank you.
people are saying, Donna says it speaks to her soul. Yes, it spoke to mine as well. Yeah.
Well, that's
That's
where it has
fabulous.
to come from. It has to come
It
from your
does.
soul. It's your energetic thing that you're putting out there. So it does carry also a transmission,
Uh-huh.
as
Uh-huh.
does the artwork, as does all of that can carry a transmission.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Wow. Yeah, it is very special. It was really nice to listen. Thank you for playing it. Really meant
Oh,
a lot to me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So happy
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. So one of my subscribers, when I told them I was talking with you today, the first thing that they said was, "Oh, she's the lady that wears a flower in her hair." Was that something that you started from your Hawaii experience, or is
Yeah.
that, yeah?
In
Was it?
Hawaii, I always wore flowers. And yeah,
Oh,
it's something that
that's
kind of just stuck with me.
absolutely. It's just gorgeous. It really is. Really makes you. I love your personality, and I love all
Oh,
the
thank
different
you.
things that you do. I really do. What a wonderful time.
You
Thank
know,
you
if
very
you're
much.
here, you might as well enjoy it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Be
Life is
who
too
you
short.
are. And
Yeah,
if people, some people like it, some people don't. And if you don't like it, don't look. It's that
yeah,
simple.
yeah. That's right. Oh, that's kind of, I don't know if you're not sassy like that when you're younger, by the time you get to say 60, 62 years old, you definitely become that way because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
Exactly. I've
anymore.
earned the right to do what
That's
I
right.
want to do.
That's right. You've
So
earned the
yeah,
right. Yeah.
I've
That's
earned the right.
awesome.
I've been here long enough. And so I'm enjoying my last years.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Just the message I needed to hear today. I was on earlier with Jane the Seeker, and I was telling her about some things that are going on in my life, and I'm just feeling like I need to reconnect and take time away and not work so hard at the job that I
Yeah.
do. And yeah, it's
Exactly. You need to have time to refresh. That's so important. We
it
need a
is
little downtime and give yourself a good day once in a while. Take a nice hot bath
Mhm.
with rose petals or some special tea or whatever it is that
Right.
does it for you.
Yeah,
Take some time out and do that.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think it's even more important in this day and age, especially with what's given on the other side of the world. We cannot give from an empty cup. And I was
Exactly.
talking with Susan Lynn about that yesterday on a show. And, we have to give to ourselves first before we can give to others, because we
Exactly.
have to have something there to give.
Exactly. You got to be happy with who you are and
Yeah.
what you are, be grounded and balanced and not have to wear a mask. And
Right.
just be yourself. Just
Hmm.
be yourself.
Yep, that's true. And I love this wildflower wind. I love that nice picture there too. I know. Some days you don't need to move off that darn couch, and you needed to
Exactly.
do that. You did.
If
Yep.
you need your rest, take it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely is right. Oh, thank you for reporting that channel. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kath says thank you, and we love Our Lady G. Look at
Oh,
that. That's
thank you.
fabulous. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
it's so nice. And I don't know, maybe everybody here is subscribed and has seen Lady G before, but I really feel as though anybody that hasn't needs to check out her channel. So please do that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Everybody's welcome on my channel as long as you're respectful and, don't
Right.
pull things like this
The sex
lovely
tapes
person
here.
was trying to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's crazy. So tell me about your card reading. Do you read tarot? Do you read oracle? What you do?
I do
Okay.
both tarot and oracle, and sometimes I do them together. Sometimes I
Okay.
do a little Lenormand in with my tarot as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
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 that's
sometimes I
awesome.
do.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm very eclectic in the way I read, and it changes
Yep.
up for me quite often. I don't have a
I
one
like that.
set pattern that
Yep.
I do. It
Good.
just keeps transitioning.
I think that's probably the way I would explain the way I do it. I'm not, I've been looked at tarot my whole life. I'm actually doing a series on some of the archetypes in the tarot, but I really love the oracles. And I also love the clarifying cards that,
Yeah.
that you can use. I love using the pendulum.
Yes, I also
And
do said pendulum too.
do you?
I
Yeah.
don't usually throw cards out upside down.
Okay. Yep.
But if
Yep.
I feel that something is, this probably should be read upside down, I'll pull out the pendulum and
And
see.
see whether they think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. Um, any particular tarot deck you started with when you first, went into
When
that?
I started, I think it was, I do have Osho, and one of my first decks that I very had was this one,
Oh, okay.
was this
Beautiful.
deck.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, this is the really old one. They've come out with more of these, but they're much smaller. But this is
Uh-huh.
one of the original ones.
What is
And
the
it's
name of it?
different.
What's the name of the deck?
I can't remember the name of
Oh,
it. I'm sure
okay.
somebody out there knows. I think it's something Universe or something. I'm sure
Okay.
somebody out
Okay.
there knows the name of this deck. It's
Okay.
kind of different than Tarot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, I mainly started with that. And then the other ones I had were, of course,
Uh-huh. Good.
that one
Beautiful.
and the Aquarian.
Oh, the Aquarian. Okay.
I looked all over and got the original Aquarian and the
Good for
other one.
you.
I had to,
Yeah.
no, I've got to have the
Uh-huh.
card stock. Everything is different. They just
It
fit.
is. Yeah.
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 So I tracked those down. I hunted
Good for
them
you.
down.
Good for you. I know some of the card stock, it makes it really hard to move these cards around. There
Yeah.
was, but what I found was really fascinating. I
Oh,
remember this. There
yes.
was a,
Somebody had it. Voyager deck.
oh, the Voyager deck. Thank you.
Voyager.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. There was a group of, there was like an oracle deck that I got in the 90s, and it had the most beautiful pictures on them
Mhm.
that were painted by an artist. And it was a Lynn Andrews deck, the Power Deck, I believe it was
Oh,
called.
yes. I
You
have
familiar
that
with that?
somewhere.
Yeah.
I do have one of
Okay.
those here.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the pictures that are on there. They're
Exactly.
gorgeous
Really
pictures.
interesting pictures.
They are. And so I found out who the man was that did the pictures, and
Mhm.
I ended up getting some prints of the cards bigger
Yeah.
because I loved them at that time.
Yes.
So came up to Whidbey Island when I was first moved here, and I'll be damned if the guy doesn't have a studio on Whidbey Island. And Rob Schouten is his name.
Uh-huh.
And I walk into his his gallery, and he's got other people's stuff there too. And I see him standing there, and I'm like one of those starstruck people. And I said to him, I said, "Oh my God, thank." I didn't know what to say. I said, "Do you realize that you're a visionary?" I don't think he does. I don't know how spiritual this man is, but everything that was on there was all symbolic. And I said, "You have the most visionary." He's a
Yeah.
visionary.
He may not be aware of it, but
I don't think so.
his guides are absolutely working with him through here.
Absolutely. Yeah. It reminds me that anything that we write or any painting that we do, some of it's us, but most of it's
Yeah.
channeled in,
Yeah.
and yeah, I still am starstruck. If I saw him again, and I ended up finding, he sent me to a place. There was a picture of this great big tree, and it was huge. It's like, it wasn't like the ones in the California, not the Sierras, but it was similar. The tree was at least 500 years old.
Wow.
And he said, "You need to go down this way, that way." And I found the tree, and I just stood there hugging the tree. I couldn't get my arms all the way around the tree, and I was seeing, Declaration of Independence, and living through all of these other things, and it was just so awesome. It was
it's one of my
fabulous.
favorite places up in the redwoods. They have just there for so long, for so many years. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just the history that it contains.
Exactly.
How long it's been here is amazing. And I know there are some people that hang out in some of these trees when they're threatening to cut them down, because they don't want that to be taken away.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Oh, thank you. So Sam, a house update. Yeah, I have a house that has black mold, and the roof is leaking it, and I'm pretty much going to call it a day with the house. I don't know what else to do, but that's what brought me back up to Whidbey Island, where my husband works. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when I know anything more. My insurance adjuster has not gotten back to me, but they don't like to pay out anything for roofs in the Washington area.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be able to do a tiny house or something there? Or is that allowed in your area?
Well, we have our RV, and it's on some land that's the person lives on, and they have a hookup there for us. So we are staying in there for now. But I'm waiting. Spirit's going to tell me,
Exactly.
I just turned it over. I did. And it took, I explained many times, it took me years to get to that point, really. Because I think we all like to think we can change things that aren't good. And we just keep fighting against them, and we can't.
Yeah, no, it works better if you go with the flow, kind of just get in that boat and just, okay, well, where are we going next? What's the next adventure?
And it sounds like that's exactly what you did too. You just, that next thing shows itself.
It shows itself, and off we go.
Off you go. Yeah. Do you think you'll stay there in New Mexico, or do you have any aspirations to go anywhere else?
I'll probably stay here for a while, for sure. Yeah.
That has always been my second state. I love Washington, but if I had to go somewhere else, or I wanted to, it would be New Mexico. I tend to really love the up near the Circle. What is it? The Circle? Yeah. Taos and up in there.
Yeah, Taos is wonderful, but I think it's too much snow for me in the winter.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I understand. And the reason I came out here, I put up with the rain because I lived in the snow, and I don't want any snow. So yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want to live back where the snow is.
That's why I like Las Cruces, because it's not that far, hour and a half, 2 hours away. You can go up in the pine trees and stuff, and it's like California. It's like being around Lake Tahoe, that area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's pretty close.
It is pretty close.
Yeah, and it's a day's drive if you want to go up to Taos. So
So that's not bad. Yeah, I agree. When I went there, I ended up staying in a B&B that was lovely, and it just had a really nice ambiance to it. Yeah. Does Las Cruces mean the crossing?
The crosses.
The crosses.
Yeah.
Like religious crosses.
Like cross, yeah. Like,
Yeah. Okay. That's right. It's El Paso is the pass, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not astute with other languages, but I thought I had it figured out. So
Yeah,
that's really
yeah, it
great.
means the crosses.
The
Down the
process.
way, you'll see 3 crosses there, and it's, yeah,
Okay.
Las
Okay.
Cruces, the crosses.
Of all it, and it's down near White Sands, isn't it?
Down by where?
Is it near White Sands or is that further
White Sands is
south?
the other side
The
of
other
the
side.
Oregon Mountains, and then
Okay.
you hit the White Sands area. Yeah.
Right, okay. I've been all over New Mexico. I just can't remember in my mind where it all is, but yeah.
Well, that's
It's
okay.
just a
You know,
lovely
my
place.
other place I love is also where you're at, up by
Uh-huh.
Seattle and stuff. So I think,
Yeah.
later this year, I'm going to hit my little van. I have a van conversion, a road trek.
Oh,
I have a
good for
little
you.
19-foot road trek, and I'm
Uh-huh.
going to hit
Gonna
it and
do
get,
some traveling. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We all need to get out of the house. We've all been so housebound for so long.
yeah,
Just the
absolutely.
idea of breaking free and, going away is a wonderful thought. So that's awesome. All right. Does anybody have, oh, your mother's sister lived in White Sands. Well, that's interesting.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Cost of living is higher in Santa Fe. Yes, but
Oh,
yeah,
way, way higher.
cost of living where Lady G is, it's not so
Oh
high.
no, it's much better. I got my house out here for a killer amount. Just,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because it's so funny that somebody says, when you retire, you got to live somewhere cheaper, because you have a smaller income. But I just can't go to a red state.
Oh
Just
no,
can't do it. I can't do it. But New Mexico is purple, isn't it? Isn't it a
but
purple state?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. But
Yeah, I
like
think
I
so
said,
too.
the housing prices out here
Uh-huh.
are
Yep.
really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't
That's
afford to live in California
oh
or
no, no.
Washington State anymore. I couldn't afford it. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Yep. Yes, Lady G, I think is open, and if you ask her something she doesn't want us to talk about, she'll just tell you.
I'll just say I don't think so.
If anybody's, we got about 10 minutes left here, so if anybody has a question for her, please put it on there. Hello, Lori. It's good to see you
Somebody
here.
says, "What's a red state?" It's a Republican state,
Very conservative is the way I
very
look at it. Yeah,
conservative.
yeah.
Yeah,
Although there are parts in red states that are not. That
yeah. Some
there's sort of a
pockets.
blue streak there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Southern New Mexico is red. Northern is blue. Yeah, that's why it's purple. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. All right. Yes. So ask away, Kathleen. I want you to see the Pacific Northwest too. Everybody should make a plan to see the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
yes, the weather is better in New Mexico. Yeah. Yes, it is insane here as far as cost of living. Yeah. I
Exactly.
lived in Boston, though, and Boston is the same. Boston is bad, too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Wildflower has a question for you. Her name is Sandy, and her
Mhm.
husband died 11 years ago. She just wonders, do you see her with another life partner?
With another life partner.
Yeah.
Let's look and see. I feel so that you will, but it might be a little while. It's not like within the next, real short time.
Right.
But I'm feeling that it's going to happen.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
It's hard to give time frames, though. It really is.
Yeah, I don't do
Yeah.
well with time frames
Yeah.
at all.
No, you're not alone. Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't do. People ask me, when is this going to, I can't tell you. I'm not good with time.
Right. Right. Well, and time is so fast on the other side. Um,
Yeah, it's a whole different
it
thing.
is a whole different thing.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, yes, I think so, but it's going to be a little while.
Okay.
Don't jump too quick. Okay.
Oh, Laura says your Lady G, your daughter's wedding was fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
uh,
Thank you.
her pictures are beautiful.
Thank you. Well, the whole ceremony should be up eventually. They did video.
Oh, good. They videoed it. Yeah.
They videoed it. I
Awesome.
got to officiate her ceremony, and it was, it was nice. I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I get, I'm using these Infinity Oracle cards, Wildflower. I get dazed and confused. That's the first one. The other one is try a new perspective.
There you go.
And I get spring.
Spring.
Yeah. Now we don't know what spring. Maybe next spring.
Yeah, I think it's because I was pulling other ones and it said winter. So it's right, I think, on that cusp between
on the
winter
cusp
and
of
spring.
Winter and spring. So
Yeah.
But try the new
how many
perspective.
years from now? I can't say.
Yeah, I know. We don't know. Yeah. But it's funny. It could also mean that this partner is going to be so much different. So, very different from your first husband. And that might make you dazed and confused. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're not in the USA, Sam. I thought you were. Okay. All right. Where are you, Sam, if you don't mind telling us? Sure, Wildflower. You're already dazed and confused. Wasn't that a movie, Dazed and Confused? I think so. Hi, Patty Olson. It's good to see
cards.
you.
I'm like, where'd they go? Where's my cards? I'm looking for.
Did you tell me where you were, Sam? Or you don't want? Oh, you're in the UK. All right. I want to go there. So.
She's where?
And she's in the UK.
Yeah. Oh, the UK. Yeah, I would love to go to the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked with Ben, Beneficial Tarot. He lives in the UK, and we had a great chat. He likes it. He wants to come here, and I want to go there. So maybe we need to just trade residences for a week or so. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I'm getting is in the future. Okay.
Oh, it's a rune.
You need to be foxy about it, smart. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We got Father, so you kind of need to be strong with it. Renew, continue keeping your energy up about it. You've got dazzling and balance. Keep things in balance. Don't overspend and stuff. Make sure you keep enough back that you can afford to come.
There you go. I ended up with hot and cold.
There you go.
What is that? Balance, right?
You need to keep that balance. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. All right. This is a friend of mine, Patty. She was in a 34-year marriage. She came out of it as gender queer, pansexual. Wonders if she'll find romantic friendships.
Will she find romantic friendships? Which cards?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do these cards. Which cards are calling? If you've got something already, go for it. I'm still shuffling.
No, I have not yet. No.
Oh, you have not.
You take your time.
Okay.
And then we'll take Libra ladies after this, and then we're pretty much at an hour, so we're gonna take off, but we'll take our time here. Thank you for asking the questions. You are so fascinating, Lady G. Honestly.
Okay, well, what I get in the center of it is the magician wanting to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wanting to make it happen, looking for the key, because feeling a bit locked in now, looking for the key. And I think you need to more focus on the divine. The divine is, and be happy within yourself, because going into it, we see juggling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Juggling and a lot of pie in the sky fantasy things going on. Going forward, a bit unhappy with stuff. You're not just not finding the right person. Okay, and you may decide that it's better to be alone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so find that within yourself is the best place to find it, and then
Find love within
don't
yourself, and
worry
then
about the
others will
good
come.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a
I,
relationship with yourself. That's
absolutely. Look what I
always
get.
the
Slow
best.
and steady,
There
Patty.
you go. Yeah,
Yeah. Although I also pulled out the time machine. So it could be, when the time is right,
yeah.
you're going to find that person. Absolutely. We both get the same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say for now, just become more grounded, centered
Right.
within yourself, and happy with what you are
Happy with
and
who
who
you
you
are.
are. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
befriend yourself rather than trying to find somebody else
Right.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay, the last question we have today is Libra Lady. She's been a widow for 3 years. She has not dated and wonders if we could see any romantic relationships.
Okay.
You guys have all been great. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Craig Dixon, I did not know that you were down in New Mexico as well. So good for you. Yeah. Oh, I believe you. Thank you for all coming here and making the collaboration a great collaboration. Yeah. All right, what have I got? Oh, I love this card. I get Wish Upon a Star. Wish Upon a Star. Look at this. I really think that's a
nice.
positive. That's a positive. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. When you wish upon a star.
Makes no difference who you are.
Right.
Okay, well, what I get in the center of it all, the kind of struggling with things, maybe a bit on the defensive sometimes, a few kind of secrets going on that you may not want to expose right away. It has to do with some grounding and health and things. But going into it, what we have is you are a strong person energetically. You kind of look at things, not real happy with the harvest, what you've had before, going forward now, but you are very strong and things are moving.
Ooh,
I
there you
would
go.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good.
Mhm.
Things are moving, and you're a strong person, but maybe hold back on a little of the defensiveness somewhere. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's always a good idea. Yeah. I think sometimes I know with my daughter when she was looking for her person, I said, she's not going to be like other people. It's something's going to happen. It's going to make itself come through. And so thank you, Patricia Franzino. I thought it was great too. And I really, truly enjoyed our collaboration and also always the people in the chat.
Exactly. I was going to say one quick thing. My daughter didn't get married and she's in her 40s. She just got her marriage. And I told her to wait because she did not want children.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
people she was dating wanted children.
Wanted
And I said,
children.
somebody is going to be unhappy. You cannot go into that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
And she waited and she found the perfect man. But it took her till her 40s.
Well, my
find
daughter
one.
didn't find anybody till she was 35. She did not want children. They're not married, but she's very happy with this fellow. And my son doesn't want children either. And
My
found
son
something.
neither.
Yeah.
Both of
Yeah,
my children, same thing, decided they didn't want children. And I said, that's fabulous. Not
it is.
everybody's meant to be a parent.
That's right. And, people are saying to me, don't you want grandchildren? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm
I'm
fine.
fine. Yeah. You want grandchildren, you want children, have another one, have
That's right.
adopt one or take one
Absolutely.
in. Yeah.
And I got really nice grand dogs, so I'm happy.
Exactly. Exactly. All good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Lady
for
G, and
inviting
thanks,
me. It was
everybody.
lovely.
Oh, yes, it
Everyone.
was. Thank you.